Barb Connor, 101 Williams Boulevard, Fairfax. I have two things I'd like to speak with the mayor and council concerning my not being here last week, and I want to make it clear that you're stating that I have to get rid of the chickens. Is that correct?
That's correct. And the turkey.
And the turkey. You do realize that we've had those for years and years. We've had chickens on the premises for 40 years, and our neighbors will testify to that. Mary Ann also knows we've had geese, and she's seen them. You know, they've been there. So I find you're doing this at this time very suspicious. Is there a reason that you're doing this now, after 40 years, coming after us for our chickens?
Honestly, Barbara, it had nothing to do with you. It was
They threw you under the bus.
we didn't even know you had chickens for like 4 or 5 months. When after all this hullabaloo started, it was the people over there that had chickens that we found out about, and we didn't even know that you had chickens for months.
Well, actually, our chickens have never even been penned until this year, and then we put them in because we lost several to a neighbor's dog. So they've been, or last year.
So we didn't even know you were part of the chicken process until after the fact that it all started.
Well, if you all can grandfather in the horse, I would think you can grandfather in the chickens that we had for years and years and years.
That's not how the vote went down, Barb. I'm sorry.
Well, let me finish. I have a few moments here. So anyway, and you can change this according to your own things. But I'm just going to read this to you quickly. This was supposed to be here last week, and I couldn't be here. So, Mr. Mayor and Council, I find your timing very suspicious concerning this violation. Over the last 40 years, we've had horses, cows, geese, and chickens. To my knowledge, this is the first letter of this kind served upon us, in which I know that for sure now, as Cynthia gave me all that information. We've never been in violation in 40 years. The one thing that has changed on our property is the taking of our land in a lawsuit last fall concerning the unlawful condemnation of our land solely for the city of Fairfax's bike/walking trail that has since been eliminated. When we moved here 40 years ago, the only livestock that were not permitted were swine. Many citizens had chickens and horses. To my knowledge, they weren't ever served anything from the city of Fairfax over the years either. Several citizens still do have them, as a matter of fact. I don't know when the ordinances were changed, as we were never notified of that. And I will say that I talked to Cynthia about this, and she said that if they were changed in 2002, I said, I wish we would have been notified at that time. She says, we don't have to notify you of that. So I didn't know. Nobody ever said a word, not once. Not up until this situation. Our land is situated in a way that it is obvious what we have. I have video, I have many, many pictures over the years of the chickens, the geese, everything. I mean, there's no doubt we've ever tried to hide anything from anyone, that we have critters. Many neighbors feed our horse apples and carrots and have for decades. Our property doesn't have adjoining neighbors. Until the taking of our property last fall, we had over 2 acres. Our property is non-conforming in such a way it's not like anybody else's in town. It always has been. I'm asking the mayor and council of Fairfax, Iowa to grandfather our property in a way that we can continue to thrive as we have for the last 40 years. If that is not considered, I will have to conclude this is a form of intimidation from the mayor and council because of the lawsuit. So that's all I have to say on that fact, and I don't expect any answers. I don't even want to hear an answer tonight, but I spent $30,000 stopping a bike trail, and I lost a lot of land. Still, I'm going to lose a lot of land and trees for just a suggestion of a bike trail. So, now, the other thing, the mowing along West Cemetery Road. I had the boys go out today because the grass is so high. It is like a swamp over there. And I don't know, but I'm worried because of the stop sign and the 5-ton limit sign that's out there. The grass is high. I was hoping that the city could maybe take something and whip that down, but I had the boys go out and they actually went in that and they got this mower stuck, and I said, don't do that. I said, I just wanted them to weed whip, just so they can see the stop sign, so they can see the 5-ton limit sign, and make sure that that's good. But I'm hoping, because that is such a steep ditch, I have pictures of it, there's water sitting there next to our barn, and it has been. I mean, it's impossible really for us to mow. And so I would appreciate it if somebody could, from the city, I don't want spray, we went that route, but if they could just clip that there, we'd really appreciate that.
I'm sure we could do something even with the skid order.
We can.
Oh, okay.
We're not yet.
Thank you. No, we don't want it that way either, Barb. I appreciate you bringing it to our attention, Will.
That's all, guys.
Thank you.
Until next time, thank you.
All right, any other citizens? Speak to the council. All right.
I have a question. I don't know if this is the right time. Well, here, my question comes as a citizen. On my way to the council meeting tonight, I drove by a house on Island. In her yard, she has a sign that says, "Drive like your children live here." So I stopped, I took a picture of it, and I was talking to her about it. And I think this is a common theme all over Fairfax, that especially on the straightaways, those cars are just zooming up and down, especially now in the summertime. And she told me that she called the city and wanted to know what she could do. And the only thing she can do is come to the city and fill out a form. And so she doesn't know what the form does after that. And so I'm not sure either what it does. And I'm hoping maybe the deputy can even help us with this a little bit. I don't know if it's a complaint form or exactly what it was. I don't know. But if it's just a complaint form, I'd like to know, A, what does happen with that complaint form? And can't we request or ask anyway that Lynn County come out and put a deputy or a car?
You can also call Lynn County directly, it's back,
Yes.
near Park in front when people are running that.
The
Call
stop
Lynn
line.
County, the stop sign, they call Lynn County.
You can
they
call
start
the
a
Lynn
camera,
County
they go there,
emergency
and
number
it's
and
stopped.
report it yourself.
To report is one thing, but to ask for a citizen to ask for a car to come sit between, let's just say the hours of 10:30 and 11:30 a.m.
Well, again,
I don't think they can do
again,
that.
they
I
can't
think
do
that has
that.
to
We
come
can't,
from
we
us.
can't do that, Joe. That's up to Lynn County.
We have to call them and
How they
request
want
that.
to enforce it. We can tell them there's a lot of speeding cars.
Okay, now you guys are telling me two different things, because Mary Ellen just said we did.
I believe we can call and tell them we have an issue and ask them to patrol that area.
Yes.
Okay,
Just
you're
like when
telling
they
me
come and
we
they
can't.
ask you, are you having an issue? And we say, yes, we are. Can you do